Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So today is Tuesday, the 28th of January, 2025, and in today's video, I want to give a rather urgent update regarding this video that I did 2 weeks ago regarding the symbolic representations of God cherubim in Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 10. Okay, this video here. Now, I said on my video that the ox actually represents the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, if you watch that video, and I'll prove it to you by showing you the prophecies in the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 4, verse 4, where it says here, he stood upon 12 oxen, but you gotta read the context here, okay? Moreover, he made the altar of brass and so on. Also, he made a molten sea. Okay, so read those verses, and also verse 3, and then when you get down to verse 4, okay, the 12 oxen, 3 looking towards the north, and 3 looking towards the west, and 3 looking towards the south, and 3 looking towards the east. The oxen, or the animal oxen, if you like, represents, the 12 tribes of Israel, if you like, or one oxen will represent one tribe, okay? So therefore, 12 oxen represents the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? So I want you to watch that video. Okay, so that video was an accurate description of the symbolic representation of God's cherubim as per Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 10. In other words, regarding this symbolic representation. Now, I want to add something to this now, which I found today in the Bible. Okay, now the reason that the ox represents the tribes of Israel is for the following reason, and I just found this today in the Bible. Now, in order to find the answer as to why the ox represents, the tribes of Israel, if you like, you need to go to Psalm 106, okay, and then go to verses 19 and 20, okay, and look what it says here. They made a calf in Horeb. Remember the golden calf? Okay, when Moses went up to the mountain to see the Lord, and the children of Israel were very disobedient, and so they made a calf in Horeb, okay, and worship the molten image, okay, and because they did this, thus they changed their glory, okay, into the similitude of an ox, okay, that eateth grass. So because the Jewish people they defile themselves, okay, when Moses went up to the mountain, and they made this golden uh, image of a calf, if you like, okay. Thus, because they did that, thus they changed their glory, okay, into the similitude of an ox that eateth grass. This is why God, okay, because they changed their glory, they disobey God, okay, then God used the image of an ox, okay, to represent the 12 tribes of Israel, okay. So do you see what I mean? This is why God here, in this symbolic representation of the cherubim, is using the ox to represent the 12 tribes of Israel, because according to Psalm 106, okay, verses 19 and 20, they made a calf in Horeb and worshiped the molten image that disobeyed God. And because they did that, then thus they changed their glory. Okay, because they defiled themselves, they changed their glory into the similitude of an ox that eateth grass. Okay, into the similitude of an ox that eateth grass. And because they changed their glory into the similitude of an ox, that's why God here is using the ox, okay, to symbolically represent the 12 tribes of Israel. And also, according to Second Chronicles, chapter 4, okay, verse 4. So isn't that interesting? Um, I was doing a little bit of reading, in the book of the Psalms, and I come across a prophecy, and now I know why the oxen, okay, actually represents, you know, a tribe of Israel. But if you put, but the 12 oxen, of course, represents the 12 tribes of Israel, okay. So that's why God is using the ox as a symbolic representation to represent, the 12 tribes of Israel, you know. And the proof, I just told you where it is, it's in Psalm um, 106, okay. Psalm 106, which talks about the history of Israel, if you like, verses 19 and 20. This is why God is using the ox, okay? Because they worship, the molten image, and so because they did that, thus they changed their glory, okay, into the similitude of an ox. Their glory could have been different. Perhaps, God, would not have used the ox to symbolize the Jewish people, but because, they did, something, quite shocking or defiling, then, God used the ox to represent the Jewish people symbolically, thus they changed their glory. Now, I wonder what kind of glory God would have given them if the Jewish people didn't defile themselves by, making this calf in Horeb, you know. So I think that, yeah, this is quite interesting, and here lies the answer. Okay, that's why God is using the ox. All right, folks, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.